Hey everyone, it is time for me to share my best of and worst of products for 2025 so far. I cannot believe we're already halfway throughout the year. The year's just going by fast. I can't believe it. But that is what we're going to be doing today. I did decide to put all the products in one video, my best and worst, just because I didn't have a whole lot of worst products to talk about. That is what we're going to be doing today. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is April. I would hope that you would consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Now let's go ahead and get in today's video. Okay, I'm going to start with my worst of products just because I don't have that many products to talk about. Starting off, I do have a primer. This one is from e.l.f. and this is the Power Grip Matte Primer. Now, the only reason why it's in the worst category is because this does absolutely nothing for me. It says it's supposed to mattify. It doesn't matte. I don't see any of that happening. And then it says it's supposed to be a gripping primer. It does an okay job, I will give it that, but I do have other gripping primers that I like more than this. Then this one might be controversial because I've seen nothing but good things about this. Personally for me, it did not work out, but I am talking about the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Foundation Balm. Now, I'm 36 years old. I do have, I would say, oily to normal skin. I do get oily in my T-zone, and then everywhere else I am pretty normal. Sometimes I will have dry spots here and there, but for the most part I am normal. Now this, it moved on my skin. It did not stay. It looked very greasy on me throughout the day. It did not wear nice on my skin, so I just did not love it. I heard so many good things about this product that was one of the few, I guess, that did not like this. I do have it in the color Light 6. It is a little bit too light for me. I definitely will not be able to wear this in the summertime, but yeah, I just didn't like it for that main reason, that it didn't last a good amount of time on my skin, and it did move and it did look very heavy on my skin. I have one concealer that I want to mention, and it's a mini size, thank God. But I'm talking about the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer. This has little to no coverage, and I noticed throughout the day it came off. I saw my dark circles again, and yeah, I just did not love it. I don't know what shade I have because for some odd reason it doesn't have the shade names on the small ones, I guess. But anyways, and oh, another thing too is that this is definitely not creaseless. I saw major crease seed under my eyes when I had this on, so don't believe that little gimmick. It's definitely not creaseless. I have one stick bronzer. This is from Verse. This is the Warm Dimension bronzer stick. I have it in the color August. It just looks like this. This did not blend out. It was hard to work with. It was very, very patchy. I just did not like the way this looked on my skin. I'll go ahead and give you guys a swatch of what it looks like. That is the color. It's a nice color, but yeah, it was just too hard to work with, and it would look very patchy. And there are other cream stick bronzers that I like way more than this. And Verse, I will say, is a little bit more expensive. Even though it's at the drugstore, you can't find it at Target. I feel like their products are a little bit high price tagged in my opinion, but that I did not like. And then I have one liquid blush. This one is from Revlon. This is the Glimmer Blush Drops. I have it in the color Coralista, I think. Coralicious. Now this looks, when I'm looking at it, it looks like it has like shimmer in it, but when I put it on my skin, it comes matte. I didn't like this because, again, kind of like the same thing with the cream bronzer. This looked very patchy on my skin, and it was very hard to blend and work with. They were trying to dupe the ones from not ColourPop, the one from Hourglass. You have to push the button to get the product out. I will say I didn't like the ones from Hourglass either, but if I had to choose between this and the Hourglass, I would definitely pick the Hourglass over this one. The Hourglass was a little bit more easier to work with, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a swatch of what the color looks like. I did definitely put too much, but yeah, it just dries really fast and patchy. I could already feel it drying on my skin, but yeah, I did not enjoy that whatsoever. This is a highlighter stick, I guess. This one is from L'Oreal, and this is the L'Oreal LUMI Lip Glass Highlighter Stick. I have mine in the color 610 Glassy Pearl. Now they do have another one that's the LUMI Lip Glow. I do like the LUMI Lip Glow more than this one. This one does not dry down. It's very sticky on my skin. I do prefer the one from Merit. I think they were trying to dupe the one from Merit. The Merit one does dry down a little bit more than this one, and it does look prettier on my skin. I would just say pay the extra money or get the Merit one on a sale rather than get this one. I didn't like the way it stuck to my hairs, would stick to it, but it does look pretty when I swatch it. But yeah, it's just super tacky, so I didn't love that. Two more products, you guys. This one is a brow product. Again, I did see a lot of people talking good things about this. I kind of feel like I have a dud because I didn't hear anybody talk about the things that I'm about to talk about with this product. So this one is from Maybelline. This is the Super Fluff Brow Mousse. I have mine in the color black brown. Just looks like this. So I didn't like this because every time I would put this in my brow, it would flake, and even throughout the day, even if I didn't touch my brows, it would still flake, and it didn't look good on my brows. It was very messy, and it was a drier formula, so I didn't love that. And then I also don't love the applicator. The applicator is just a little bit too tiny from my preference. But yeah, I feel like I got a dud because I've heard so many good things about this brow product, but it just unfortunately didn't work out for me. And then the last product that I want to talk about in my worst of is from Surratt. This is very expensive. I did get this in my Beautylish Lucky Bag, I believe, this year. This is the Surratt Lid Lacquer in Kimoji, I believe. It just looks like this. So it is a cream formula. I would think because it says lid lacquer, it's supposed to be for your like eyeshadow, a cream eyeshadow. I'm trying to see where I can swatch this. I didn't like this because it's just too greasy for an eyeshadow and a contour. I try to use it as a contour. As you can tell, it is pretty gray tone, ashy. So I thought maybe let me try it as a contour since I couldn't make it work on my oily eyelids. And even as a contour, I still couldn't make it work. It's just too emollient, and yeah, it's like almost, you can't touch it too much because then it starts to look patchy and faded. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to tell, but yeah, for the price of these things, especially Surratt in general, it's just too much money. I would say stay far away from this. This is just not the right thing for me, and it sucks because it's so expensive. I'm glad I got it in a Beautylish Lucky Bag, but still too expensive. Okay, moving on to the best products that I've tried so far this year. Let's start with primer. This one is from Maybelline, and this is the Poreless Jelly Up to 24-Hour Hydrating Blur Primer with 2% niacinamide. I really do like this primer a lot. I do feel like it blurs my pores. I mainly put it right here where my pores are large, and I do feel like it smooths it out and it's less visible. It feels really good on the skin. It does feel hydrated when you first put it on, but it does dry down a little bit. But yeah, so far I have really been loving this, and I've been using this a lot. This other primer, I feel though I love more than that Maybelline one, just a little bit more. This one is from MCOBEAUTY. This is the Grip Primer. Just looks like this. Now, they were trying to dupe the one from Milk Makeup. I will say I have tried the one from Milk Makeup, and I do like this one from MCO a lot more. I just feel like my makeup lasts a lot longer. I could still see my blush, highlighter, and bronzer when I wear my makeup at least for 10 hours, because I try to wear my makeup from 10 hours till as long as possible, but at least 10 hours. And I do see a big difference when I have this primer on. I will definitely be repurchasing it again. I don't know if you could tell, I've used quite a bit of it. A little bit does go a long way. It doesn't feel too tacky when you put it on, but it does feel really good, and like I said, it looks amazing on the skin. I do like this more than the e.l.f. gripping primer as well. This by far is my favorite gripping primer that I've found so far, so I highly recommend this. You can find MCOBEAUTY at Target. I do plan on doing a full face of MCOBEAUTY, so stay tuned for that. I just kind of behind on my filming, but stay tuned for that. And then I do have two foundations that I want to mention. I do have both of these foundations on today. I mixed the two, but I do like both of these foundations individually. Let's talk about this one. This is probably no surprise. You've probably seen everybody talk about this and their favorites. I'm talking about the Maybelline Superstay up to 30-hour LUMI matte foundation. It just looks like this. I have mine in the color 128. This is a good match for me right now. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good match in the summertime, but right now it is a good match. I like this foundation a lot. This is the foundation that I've been using quite a bit. I'm not sure how far I've gotten, but it does feel kind of not, I don't want to say empty, but you can tell like I've used quite a bit of it. This does say it's a LUMI matte. I will say it leans more towards the matte side, but it doesn't look drying or caking or anything like that. It does look really beautiful on the skin. I will say it's a medium buildable coverage foundation. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I have really been enjoying this. I will definitely be repurchasing this again. And then the other one is from L'Oreal. This is the LUMI Le Glow Tint. I have mine in 130 warm. Now I have seen a lot of people not liking this. I love this. It looks really beautiful on the skin. It does have a glow to it, but it doesn't look metallic or greasy or anything like that. I feel like this is what you're seeing on my face mainly. I have this underneath the one from Maybelline. The reason why I mixed these two together today, because I wanted to see how it looked, because I did see Morgan Turner talk about these two. She did like the one from Maybelline more than the L'Oreal. She did not like the L'Oreal one by itself, so she mixed the two and she says she liked it that way. So I want to go ahead and give it a try, and I really do like both of them mixed, but like I said, I do like them individually on their own. But this just looks really pretty. Like I said, it leaves a healthy glow. I also will say that I don't think this works really good with a lot of skincare, so just keep that in mind. I have noticed when I put my skincare on, and if I put too much of it, this does get a little bit cakey in some parts of my face, but just try to use a little less skincare, because I think this has skincare. I don't like when foundations have skincare because it doesn't really go good together. So this though, overall, I have really been enjoying it, and it just looks beautiful on the skin. I love it. And then I do have some single eyeshadows that I want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about any eyeshadow palettes in today's video. I am testing some eyeshadow sticks, but those I still need some more time with, so you might see those at the end of the year when I do my final best of. But these ones I have been enjoying and using them. I'm talking about the Beauty Creations single eyeshadows. I'm not 100% sure what they're called. They're called the single press shadows. I have 4 of them. I feel like I have more than 4, but maybe I just have 4. These are beautiful on the eyes. Now, I will say you do need glitter glue. They don't have a lot of fallout, but they have some fallout. But I would just recommend using a glitter glue and you should be good. But yeah, they just look really nice on the eyes. There's one of these that I use as a highlighter. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's in the shade Oh Hey. I have used this as a highlighter, and I really do think it's beautiful. It is a little bit glittery as a highlighter, but it's not too bad. There are other highlighters that I've used that are worse than this, but it does emphasize a little bit of texture, so just keep that in mind. But it does look beautiful. And yeah, they last a long time on my oily eyelids. I have really been loving these, and I want to pick up more. Let's go ahead and move on to powder. I just have one powder that I want to mention, and this one is from Morphe. Now, I did put this a little bit around the perimeter of my face. This is the Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil in Dawn. This says it's vanilla with balancing pink on it, so I think this is the lightest shade, and I thought it was going to be too light for me, but it does work out for my skin. The one that's next after this, it looked a little bit too dark, so that's why I went in with this one. But I just love the way it looks on my skin. So what I do is I put on a regular powder, either loose or pressed, and then I will go on top of that powder with this just as a finishing powder basically, and it looks beautiful on the skin. The only spots that I don't put this powder is underneath my eyes and right here where my pores are at. I have done it right here in the center a little bit. It still doesn't look bad, but I definitely will not use this underneath my eyes. Everywhere else I would. I just get like a big fluffy brush and just dab it everywhere, and it looks beautiful. And then I do have one highlighter. This one is from NYX. This is the Professional Makeup Buttermelt highlighter. I have mine in the color Glaze It Butter. It just looks like this. It's a little hard to open without hurting yourself, so just be careful. But this is what the color looks like. It is beautiful. I am wearing this today on my skin. I'm trying to think what else I have on my skin. I think just this and the powder so far. But this is a really pretty, just almost gold neutral color. It's that one right there, and yeah, it is beautiful. It's not too glittery. Some of them do have glitter more than others, but I find that this one doesn't have too much. I can get it to soften and look pretty and smooth, and yeah, it's so beautiful. I love this highlighter. I do want to go back and get more. I want to get the purple one and then the green one, because I do wear a lot of purple eyeshadow, and I feel like that would look good with the purple eyeshadow. And then the green one, I don't know, I just feel like it'd be fun to have, but we will see if I pick up more of these. But so far I have really been loving these, and I can't wait to get some more. So moving on. Wow, okay, so I have quite a bit of blushes, and then the last thing we're going to talk about are lip products. So I have a lot of blushes and lip products. Let's start with the blushes. This one from MCO. This is the Glow Up PH Powder Blush in Blush Red. Now, they are trying to dupe the ones from Dior. I will say I like the ones from MCO way more than the ones from Dior. These ones from MCO are more pigmented, and they just look beautiful on the cheeks. This one is a really beautiful color. It doesn't look like I've used much, but trust me, a little bit does go a very long way. Like, that was just one swipe, and look how much product I got. Let me see where I can swatch it without getting on the highlighter. But that is what the color looks like. It looks red on camera, but it's not too red in person. It's just a beautiful blush, and it lasts a really long time. I do have the pink one, but I haven't tried it out yet. I do hope that they come out with more of these, because these are really good blushes. They're some of the best blushes at the drugstore in my opinion, but really have been liking that one. And then I do have this one from Tower 28. This is the Get Set in Long Beach Iced Tea. This is what the packaging looks like, and then this is what the color looks like. Now, this is a very neutral color. It is really pretty. It is very blurring on the skin. It does look nice on the cheeks. I do wish I would have got a more of a brighter color blush, but that's okay. I'm just gonna stick to one. I will say I don't like the packaging. The packaging is very cheap, and mine looks like it's about to come out from the packaging, so I don't love that. I'll go ahead and give you guys a swatch of what this one looks like. Sorry, I'm not trying to flip you guys off. And then that is what the color looks like. Just like I said, very neutral color. This one I haven't talked about on my channel. I don't think. I have used this off camera a lot, and I wish I used it on camera more, because this is a really beautiful blush. It actually surprised me. But I am talking about the blushes from Rare Beauty. I do have one in the color Hope. This is called the Matte Bouncy Blush. Just looks like this, like I said. So this is a cream to powder. Again, this is a little blurring on the cheeks as well. It's a beautiful color. I didn't think I was gonna like this color, but it is really pretty. It's that one right there. Let me go ahead and give you guys a swatch, and it's this one right here. It looks more pigmented on camera than in person, but yeah, it's just really pretty. It doesn't last a long time. Like, I would say the one from MCOBEAUTY lasts longer than this, but it still does last a decent amount of time. But it's just beautiful. This is supposed to be, I think they described it as like a neutral color, if I'm not mistaken. I definitely don't think it's neutral. I feel like it looks more red than anything, but I still like it. I think this would be really good blush for the summertime especially. But yeah, it's just beautiful, and I like the feel of it, especially like when I put my finger in there. You're not gonna be able to tell, but yeah, this I have really been enjoying off camera a lot. And then the blush that I have on my cheeks today is from SAIE. Now, I have two. I recently picked up another one. I've had Mia longer, and then I just picked up Chow. I am wearing Chow on my cheeks today. This is the first time that I actually put it on my skin. These are beautiful. I will say though, again, I feel like the packaging of these SAIE blushes are a little cheap for being high end, but they're not that expensive, but still the packaging is a little cheap. So this is Mia and this is Chow. They're both really beautiful. The one in Mia, I feel like you don't really need to have a highlighter on, so just keep that in mind. But I've used without a highlighter and with a highlighter, and it looks beautiful either way. And then Chow, I have it with a highlighter, and yeah, these are just pretty on the skin. I love the way they look and the way they feel. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other colors that I want to get, but I don't know, we will see. I have too much blush already. I don't need to be buying blushes, but I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it for you guys. So this one is Mia and then this one is Chow. Let me see, where am I gonna swatch it? I guess I'll just swatch it right here. So you can't really see Mia, but this is Mia and then this is Chow right there. But yeah, it's just so pretty. I love the way these blushes look on my skin. And then the last blushes that I want to mention, these ones are definitely a splurge, but I have really been enjoying these ones. These ones are from YSL. I have one that's in the matte formula and then one that's in the glowy formula. It's not really glowy and it's not really shimmer either. It's like a satin. I do prefer the one that's the matte formula over the satin, but again, they're really beautiful. I would say if you really want to try these out, get one of each, like the formula. But the one in the matte is in the color 06. They don't have the names, they just have the numbers, but this is what this one looks like. This is just a pretty neutral color. And then this one is number 44, and then this is what this one looks like. I'll go ahead and swatch it and then I'll swatch it on the other side. They feel so nice and velvety, and I just love the way these feel and look. So that is what these two look like. This is number 44, which is the satin shade, and then this is number 6, the matte shade, and that is what the colors look like. The swatches do these blushes no justice, but I'm telling you, these blushes are beautiful. They are expensive, but if you can afford it or try to wait and get it on a discount, the Sephora sale should be coming up pretty soon. I would say pick up maybe 1 or 2, no more than 2 though. And then finally, moving on to the last category are lip products. I have 5 lip products that I want to mention. Let's start with this one first. This one is from ColourPop, and this is the Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Balm. I have mine in the color Caramel Latte. This definitely smells like caramel latte. Oh, I love the smell of this. This one is just really nice on the lips. I do like it. I mainly use this in the mornings when I'm getting ready, so my lips are not so dry. And then sometimes I'll throw this in my purse to have because I've noticed that my lips are getting more drier as the seasons start to change. But I really do like this. I did want to pick up more, but I was like, no, just wait. Finish this one and then get another color later. But so far, I do really like this. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I like this one more than the one from e.l.f. e.l.f. just came out with new ones that are similar to this. I would definitely say pick up this one from ColourPop instead of the one from e.l.f. And then even the one from Summer Fridays, because they were probably trying to dupe the one from Summer Fridays. I definitely like this one more than the Summer Fridays one. Moving on, let's talk about the ones that I have on my lips today. These ones are from Fenty Beauty, and I have 2 different formulas. I have the Glossy Balm Stick High Shimmer Gloss Stick, which is the one I'm wearing on my lips today, and this one is in the color Fenty Glow. This does have glitter in it, but you can't feel the glitter on your lips. It's very fine. I'm really shocked how fine they were able to get it so that you can't feel it on your lips, but that is what that color looks like. You can tell like I've used quite a bit of it because yeah, see? So this one, I'll swatch it right now, and then the other one I have in their regular formula. I can't see because this one's even smaller, but I have it in the color Blaze Donuts. This one I don't love as much just because I think it's the color. The color's a little bit too pink for me. Let me just go ahead and swatch it so you guys can see. So this is the regular formula. It's that one right there. And then the one that I'm wearing on my lips today is this one. I did give you guys like a pretty heavy swatch just so that way you guys can see. And then this is the one I'm wearing on my lips today. So you could kind of tell there's a shimmer, and I feel like the one that has shimmer is more glossier than the original one, which is down here. But yeah, I really do enjoy this one. Again, these are ones that I want to pick up some more of because they just felt so good and looked good on my lips. 2 more lip products. This one is from YSL. I wouldn't recommend getting more than one because these are very pricey, and for the most part all of them look the same. But this is the YSL LOVESHINE Plumping Lip Oil Gloss. I have mine in 04. This is plumping, but don't really come here for advice or like recommendations for lip plumpers, because I do like lip plumping products. I know a lot of people don't, so just keep that in mind. I do like this. I don't think it's that bad. I do feel a sensation, but it's nothing horrible. I will say though, when I first went in store to check these out and I swatched it in the back of my hand was tingling, and I got kind of scared because I was like, oh shit, like this might be bad. But I did pick one up because I did want to try it out, and it didn't give me any burning, like no what's the word I'm looking for, irritation on my lips. So I do like the way this looks, and it does plump the lips, and it just makes my lips look juicy. I was gonna put some on, but I better not. And yeah, I just really loved the way it looks and feels. That is the color right there. But yeah, I just don't go get more than one, because you definitely don't need more than one. And then finally, the last product that I want to mention in my favorite so far is from L'Oreal, and this is the Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil. I have mine in the color 201 Milky Nude. This one, again, I really do like. I feel like this is similar to the Dior ones. And matter of fact, I think L'Oreal owns Dior too, if I'm not mistaken. These are very similar to the Dior ones. So if you wanted to try the Dior ones, but you don't want to pay the money, I would definitely say get this one, because it's very, very similar in formula and packaging even. And colors. But yeah, this one is really good. It does have a plumping sensation, but again, nothing that's crazy that's gonna, you know, really sting, I think, in my opinion. But it's just a clear gloss. Really, I'm not gonna swatch it, but yeah, it's just pretty on the lips, and I really do like this one a lot. Alright, you guys, that was my worst and best of for this year so far. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will link all the products that I talked about in my best of. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, I would love if you would subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you have been loving this year so far, and what are some of the products that you haven't been loving. I would definitely love to know. But until the next time, I will catch you guys later. Bye.